like I obviously have this like reference point of living in Canada for the longest time now, and I think when comparing it to, a country that has more than two parties and has socialized medicine and all these things, I think politics becomes slightly lower stakes. And here it's like very heightened. And I think we can talk about all the reasons we think that that is, but I think you're right. This
Yeah.
polarization is like a huge part of that. And there's a lot of like social and cognitive influences on why it's so significant.
Yeah. Yeah, I couldn't agree more. I think the biggest thing that I pulled out just kind of from the data, this one particular paper, it's a science paper from 2020, or actually
Mm.
2021, but it was written in 2020 by a bunch of people that were supposed to get together at a conference, obviously couldn't, and they were all like, "Hey, let's write a like 30 author paper, like a mega paper
Oh,
about
wow.
political polarization."
Mm-hmm.
And it's an absolutely spectacular paper, but the thing that I remember the most from it is this notion that the reason which we disagree on becomes less of a, oh, that person is wrong because they're misinformed, and more about that person is wrong because they're bad, because they're evil, because they inherently have something wrong with them. Like, who you hear this rhetoric, especially on the liberal leaning side of things, or the left side of things, you hear a rhetoric of how the fuck can these evil, you know, etc., see this and not think that it's terrible. And whether or not you agree with that, I don't even
Mm-hmm.
think that we need to weigh in to know that that type of rhetoric is a lot more polarizing than something like, wow, I mean, I can believe that if I was on the side of a losing election party and I thought that the winning election party had committed extensive fraud, I might be inclined to do some sort of act of resistance, which, if you kind of add that all together, that's what happened on January 6th, right? But from the left, we look at that and we're like, what kind of lunatics do that? Right. But
Yeah.
and you just calling people lunatics, calling people evil, like, it's so easy to jump to that person is inherently bad rather than I disagree with their beliefs. And I think that's kind of the identity politics of today.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, obviously being on the liberal side, I obviously hold like some views of like, wow, some of the politics of the right is like very difficult to get behind. And like, you
Absolutely.
do start to get into like this mentality of like, how does anyone hold that opinion? How like
Yes.
how I'm gonna use this word, evil do you have to be to have that opinion?
Yeah.
But then you also have to think that that language is being used on the opposite side, right? And I think that there's a
And it
lot.
is.
It is. It's there's and this is something that I find so interesting is that there's been multiple like MRI and fMRI studies done that show that conservatives respond really heavily, really like they respond very heavily to disgust stimuli, much more so than individuals who um
Right.
uh identify as liberal or leftist. And I think that
Mhm.
these sort of like, I don't think dog whistle is the right word, but this kind of terminology like evil, demonic, and things that elicit a
Yeah.
disgust response are like very heavily ingrained in the rhetoric that is like read on that side, right? And it's because people respond to it very
Yeah.
well. So rage bait is very effective,
Yeah.
etc.
Absolutely. And I mean, to get into the neuroscientific reasons why that could be, it's really hard to study that in a way that's beyond just fMRI correlation. But you can stretch to imagine that, okay, like group identity means safety, right? We are social creatures,
Hmm.
as are most of the other, creatures that we use as model organisms. And we know from data looking at kind of group behaviors that if you disagree or if you're at odds with someone in your group, you have less safety. And therefore, we're very incentivized to not be a dissenter, to not
Hmm.
be um, what's the other D word? I can't remember. There's a, if you dissent, oh, defect. Like if you're a dissenter, that's really bad. If you're a defector, that's even worse. You're a traitor to your people.
Yeah.
And so if you're leaving your in group, and I have a tweet, or not a tweet, a thread. What are they? Whatever they are. That's really
A
relevant to
social
this.
media post of some kind.
Well, so as I was doing research for this, I happened to just socially be on social media doom scrolling because why not?
Mhm.
And some former Trump voter posted and said, I don't even have my phone, but it was something to the effect of, hey, just so you know, me as a former Trump voter, you know, if we come to you and like we're there
Mhm.
now on voting in alignment with you, the kind of liberal woke left, it's not very helpful to get more of us to come over if you're calling us fucking morons for not figuring it out sooner, or that sort of thing. And so this man is very vulnerably being on the internet saying, "Hey, I made a mistake,
Yeah.
and here's one of the things that really made it hard for me to cross the aisle," or whatever you want to call it, and to say I was wrong and kind of come to this other group because it doesn't feel like a welcoming vibe here. And if I leave my existing group, then I'm a defector. They don't want me either. So then you're groupless because there is no middle now. And the comment section just roasted him. They're like, "Oh, the fuck your feelings crowd all of a sudden wants us to care about his feelings, blah blah blah." And he got ratioed so hard. Perhaps rightfully so. I don't want to weigh in on whether or not that's the right
Yeah.
take,
Yeah.
but you can see how it would be very disincentivizing to have any sort of political discourse
Mhm.
that even remotely acknowledges that they might have a point on the other side, if that's the way that you're going to be faced with this, right? Like,
Yeah. No, it is it's
fuck you gonna do?
yeah, I mean, it is very, very tempting to be self-righteous in this time and being like, it's been almost we're at like the 10-year mark essentially of us having to like deal
Yeah,
with this rhetoric,
yeah.
and you know, people trying to blame minorities, trans people, whatever it is, for
Mhm.
essentially what is a class war. Like it's like,
Yeah,
why are people poor? It's because robots and the rich get richer, not because of this other this brown person on the
yeah,
street, right? So like that's beside the point. And it's difficult to like to say how did you not see this sooner? But at the same time, it's like okay, but we're making progress in the right direction. People's minds are being changed. And I think we have to acknowledge that, and I again I'm going back to this like I think that a lot of conservative ideology and conservative like values are conveyed to them through, and I would say like some to some extent liberal ideology as well. We like this term echo chamber. I think it's like really annoying term.
yes,
I find the most
yeah,
annoying people on the internet use this term, but at the same time it's a real thing, right? So you there's a lot of psychology around like conformity and compliance, and like when you I think there's a term that I was looking at, and I don't know how to pronounce it exactly. It's homophily. So I'm gonna call it homophily, but it might
homophily.
be yeah, it might be homophily. I'm not sure 100%. But it's the tendency to befriend like-minded
It's the
people.
opposite of phobia, right? So it's aphilia. So
Yes, like
homophilia.
affiliate. Yes, homophily. Similar. Yes,
Yeah,
but it
that's what
plays.
I'd go with.
Yes, yeah. So essentially, you're more likely to be friends with people who are like-minded as you. So it can go in both directions. People who are friends tend to have similar points of view, and then people who have similar points of view tend to like grow closer in friendship. And so, for
Yeah,
instance, you and I are friends because we hold similar viewpoints, but when we talk to each other, we also, change each other's minds and add political opinion and
yeah,
discourse to each other. And so we're shaping how the other person sees our worldview essentially as well. And so
yeah,
it is and we know we both work in academic spaces. These are primarily liberal spaces, so we're often interacting with
mhm,
people who have very similar opinions as us and
yeah,
have similar worldviews as us. And so it is sometimes difficult to get out of that and try to be try to understand why, again, coming from the liberal perspective, why conservatives have these views.
I'm having terrible audio and missing almost everything you're saying right now. I'm so sorry.
No, it's okay.
I don't know if the rest of the world is, but how terrible.
What do
You're
we
on such
need?
a roll.
What do we need to do to fix your audio? Do you
I
need to?
don't know. I truly don't. I'm gonna get my other Bluetooth headphones that
Okay.
aren't these ones and see if
Okay.
that works. So
I feel
just
like those
be
worked
right
really
back.
well in our tech run last time. So.
Yeah. Yeah, no, the echo chamber thing, just the terminology of it, you're right. The most annoying people on the internet do use that term. And
Yeah.
oh, what's happened here? Oh, oh, it's just
Oh, I see an excited tail wagging.
hi button. Did mommy get up and not pay attention to you?
That's exactly it. Yes.
Oh, she doesn't want to be picked up at all.
Hi, Hooney.
Well, we won't pick you up. Okay, let's try these bad boys. These are the ones I didn't have the other day during tech test, so let's hope
Okay.
that we love the dual headphone situation.
I love that they're both this like tealy color. It's really on theme.
Yeah, I mean, it's a look. We love this. Are you on?
You holding those to your face is reminding me that like there's this like rise in bone conduction ear like audio software that's coming back, and I don't know
Yeah.
if this is going to appeal to all of
I
the
can't hear you
millennials.
at all.
Okay, I'm talking to
Hold,
everybody. Don't
please.
worry about it.
Fuck.
All of the millennials in the chat, but like y'all remember Tooth Tunes? This is the only thing Alicia heard was Tooth Tunes, where you would put a toothbrush in your mouth and it would bone conduct like All Stars. What is it? What's the band that sings All Stars? What's the band from Shrek?
Be Smash Mouth.
Thank you, Smash Mouth. That you're getting All Stars, Smash Mouth All Stars. It like every morning. I would kill for Tooth Tunes right now. That would be such a jam. Every morning, it's like let me get my best face on before I go to work. Anyways, but that bone conduction like technology is coming back into
I had
style.
a Groupon for a Justin Bieber one. Oh, hi. Hi, sweetie. You're okay. Yeah? Okay. You're okay. Ay, ay, ay. Everything's fine. And hi, old man Felonius. Welcome back. Welcome back to the chaos. It's very chaotic today. Because I've got a dog with a sick tummy and headphones that don't function, and
Yeah. Does she should go again?
You didn't go, and you had a little. You went earlier.
She's got bowel movement problems.
It's gonna be okay. I think you need to go lay down.
Yeah, if we need to do a bio break in like 5 or 10 minutes, if she's like super begging, it's not a big deal. We can absolutely do that.
She laid back down. I think it's just because I got up to get my headphones, which seem to have not solved the issue, but let's just roll with it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Tooth
Tunes.
Yeah,
From
so
a
apparently
simpler time.
they're like really coming. Everyone's like, I just keep seeing like ads for them, and one of my family members recently bought some. So it's like you're like you can listen to the outside world and listen to music at the same time, and I'm like, okay, but also on the other end of the spectrum, is
that's like the loop headphones.
Well, yeah, but it's also like on the other end is like noise cancellation, where you're like, I don't want to hear anything except for this music. So I don't know. My neurodivergent ass.
I mean, honestly, that's me. Right? Oh, I went and I'm getting assessed to see if I have ADHD, so that's a little
we're all on that. By the way, I don't know, some of you must have remembered that I was questioning my whole non-neurotypical life previously. I also have an ADHD diagnosis now, so she's freshly minted cat mom, ADHD, and doctor. It's all of the things. I'm just
I'm gonna throw the headphones across the wall. None of it's working. Okay, what are we gonna do? How are we gonna solve this? Be a scientist, Alicia. Be a scientist.
You have Bluetooth headphones that are.
You're saying right now. So
Bluetooth headphones that are in ear. Your in ear ones. You have like 4 pairs of Bluetooth headphones in your house.
I have like 9 sets of headphones. Of course I do. I have these ones right here. Let's give these bad boys a go. Fuck.